up and everything.
Can you say that you got to this point of your life?
2 years.
Wow.
That was even the time I picked up my business the most. That was when I even started the importation, because I felt, okay, it's not necessarily I have to go outside every time. I can get this thing done online. I started with my WhatsApp, I created an Instagram page, and I started selling and got to control, and the business was just going and going and going.
So aside God, and do you have anybody around you who actually pushed you and you said, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to survive no matter what? Anybody who has influenced you over time?
Okay, let me just say my family, because you know, there's this thing that if you're the firstborn of your family, by the time you remember that, okay, as a firstborn of the family, you need to cover for this, cater for that. That's enough drive for you to keep in whatever thing you're doing, and that's enough drive to push you wherever. Good.
Whatever.
So that's that.
Okay, so now let me now ask you another one. Now, you've been able to survive during the accident, having to, you know, even with the economy. So how have you been able to cope as an entrepreneur now in this Nigerian economy? We have a whole lot of starters, founders who have issues with the economy, who keep saying they are giving up, and the next thing they're out of the country. So has it ever come to a point in your life that you feel like, I don't think this is the thing for me, especially when it comes to the Nigerian economy?
Well, Nigerian economy is actually a huge factor, and to be candid, it's actually like a weapon fashion against entrepreneurs. But then, like I said, it can only be the drive. If you have the push inwardly, like if you have the push from the inside of here, it will keep you in business. When you have a business, you need to understand that it's a means of, in as much as you know that your business is a means of survival, you have the drive. It will push you. The economy will have no effect. I get it. We are all revolving. We are moving around. The economy, the things we're getting down, they are expensive. I remember back then when we went to import from China, yuan was as low as 50 naira. 1 yuan was as low as 50 back then. But right now, yuan is about 230. But then, people understand all this. They know that it's not that we're increasing prices deliberately. People understand that what we are bringing in is actually what we are selling. We are bringing in something for 10 naira, we're selling for 12 naira or 15. So it's just like that. The economy has a huge effect, but then we are blending, we are moving, we are changing in accordance with what the economy is bringing to our table as well.
Yeah. Now but before I get into you being an HR, how do you cope with, what can you say is the main reason why Nigerians prefer the imported goods, why they have this craze for imported goods based on your experience as an entrepreneur?
We are hardworking people, but the truth of the matter is that Nigerians love to boycott. Nigerians love shortcuts. Nigerians love easy things. Instead of taking your time to get things done properly, they boycott to just get a very like to just get like a decoy of what people actually want and sell. When people actually realize this, they'll be like, oh, fuck Nigeria. Instead of getting those things in Nigeria, let me just get the imported and have peace of mind that, okay, I'm getting the original. Because this whole thing started with, oh, Nigerians will duplicate it.
That means you're talking about the fact that we are not original in what we do?
I'm not saying we are not original.
Okay.
But majority. In fact, the bad eggs are actually spoiled the good ones. So naturally, it will just be like, okay, I don't want to trust this. Let me just buy the imported. So that is that.
So that's the reason why we see this craze about having the imported.
Let me get the imported.
Now, how did you not get into being the HR? Was there any reason, was there any situation that pushed you into that?
Okay, I'm actually an individual that loves dealing with people, attending to people, listening to people. I just love being around people. And over times, like, I've actually understood the fact that another part of me is being around people, which is actually my calling. It's a career I love. I went to a polytechnic, I went to a university, and I even had my master's. And while I was doing all these things, I was gradually gathering the experience that would make me be a problem solver. How can I be a problem solver? By, blending into a career world that would make me treat people with care, with love, listen to them. Because HR does not necessarily have to be with, does not end in recruiting people, getting jobs. We listen to employees, we listen to what is going on with them, advise them, recommend something to them, look for a solution out of whatever problem they are into. That's what I love doing, aside being a business person.
Because a lot of people always have issues, especially founders and startups in Nigeria. They find it difficult. They always have issues with coping with Nigerian human factor. Some people will tell that this person frustrated me. I started a business, and the personnel they frustrated me. I decided to just be on my own to do my business on my own. So you are now saying that you love working with people. So has there been any points that you've been frustrated by the attitudes of people? And you said, okay, I don't think I want to be HR.
Okay, let me point this out. There's never been a time anyone frustrated me to an extent I'll be like, I don't want to. No, I didn't start because I knew from scratch that people are different. We have different attributes, different characters, with different approaches, different, we're just different in everything. When you understand this from the scratch, there's nothing that comes towards you, comes across your way that you will not be able to tackle or handle. When I see people that, there's no way you will not even meet people that are just different entirely. But being an HR will teach you some kind of patience, some kind of, it will teach you a lot of things that you'll be able to handle different people with their different characters and everything. It's something you learn over time. It's something you adapt with over time. It's not something that you just wake up one morning and be like, I want to be an HR, and you start a little bit, people will frustrate you. But over time, when you have dealt with a lot of people, you have understood people of different races, characters, and all. So with that, I don't think there's anybody I cannot work with or deal with.
Well, as a HR, what are those things you look out for to know that this personnel is going to stick to the rules or is going to be a perfect fit for whatever job we've given the person? What are those attributes or character that you look out for?
Well, there are a lot of things I actually look out for. Number one thing I look out for is, during the recruitment process, when I look at you, look at the way you talk, look at your expression. So they will talk, the way they will respond to questions, you will know this one. It's not this person. And by the time you trace this person's work experiences back, when you go through their work experiences, you walk through their training with them, you realize that, okay, for instance, I'm not supposed to say this, but for instance, some people are just like, okay, I did 1 month at a company, I left. I went to another company, I did another 2 months, I left. This person is not consistent. If it has to be some out of all these places he or she has worked. So okay, why is this person not consistent? There must be a reason why this person is not stable.
Yeah.
At all these places he or she has worked. And all these companies, I think that bad. That they can't keep you for a year, 2 years, 3 years or more. So there are so many things. Your countenance, your reactions to questions, the way you answer questions, your drive. It's important. When you are driven by a lot of positive forces, like for career, okay, I want to get this job for career growth. I want to get this job to further ground my knowledge. You do this job like or maybe the life depends on it or something, you will have a lot of things. You will just know when you're dealing with people over time. You will know.
What of you having in contact with a new person who's seeking a job, who has not had no experience? Well, how do you know that this person could actually do that which you want, and the person is fresh?
Yeah, I've had encounters with fresh graduates as well. Like I said, the drive. When a fresh graduate comes for an interview, fast money, people want something quick. So people want something open to learning. I'm open to growing. I'm open to to career development. You know, okay, this person is actually interested in working. This person wants to work. This person is not coming to do 1 week and run in a week and all. So.
Wow, I must say that you've had a lot of experience. Is there anyone that actually you can remember and were able to handle over time?
I think
I said, have you ever had an experience with a tough personnel? Then how were you able to get out of that? And
that's actually
handle the situation.
That was a very crazy one. There was this lady I interviewed. I took her because okay, I love the fact that she's a young lady who wants to work, hence a living. But then I realized that the last day she worked, she left there because she got angry with every staff. She told me that all the staff were against her. I was like, how can every staff be against you? It does not even make any sense. But then I was curious to know her. I took her in after, you know, training her, after telling her things she should know, after, you know, enlightening her and everything. But when she joined us, guess what? That was the early time of my career. She messed up. Everybody were against her, even at that office then. Wow. It was as if everybody were against her. She felt like everybody were against her. She was just complaining about everybody, and she left work abruptly, like she just left, and she was no longer working. Then I knew, like, okay,
you've learned your lessons.
I've learned my lesson. A tough one, never again.
But you know, you said a whole lot about personnel and how you've been able to handle them.
Yes.
So what are those skills? Anyone out there who's looking for a job, what are those skills that they need to have aside their certificates?
Okay, aside their certificate, they should have good communication skills, you know, personal relation skills, good writing skills, good computer skills. Even if you have not done so, if you have not worked anywhere, make sure you know the basics, like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. Do you know the funniest thing about life now? All these things you can literally just learn them on YouTube. You can learn them out there. They are all online. Go for courses online. Coursera, Allison, and the likes. Go for courses. There are some courses there you are not even going to pay a penny, that you can achieve your certificate from them. So I think with this, even if you have this as a start, I mean, for a start, it can actually help you in getting a good job as well.
Wow, thank you, Miss Love Samuel. You've taken us into your world, and I must say I've learned a lot. The fact that yes, we need to learn communication skills and all these techie things aside, aside the certificates. Of course, we had a conversation with Miss Love Samuel. She is a serial entrepreneur and a senior HR personnel. Thank you. I must say thank you once again. So what we should know is that as much as we have a certificate as women, we need to upgrade our skill. Of course, they call it upskill now. That's the word right now. So increase your skill and be a better you. So now we'll be launching the feature, and the box pop is still She Won't.
Woman, a warrior is a woman, a savior is a woman.
I think my phone, I can't live without my phone because I use it for my business, and most things concerning my life are on it. That's why I can't do without my phone.
Money. Without money, you can't do anything in this country right now. If I'm going out, it's money I'll definitely make use of. No bike, no car will carry me for free. If I'm getting food, it's money. So money is that thing I actually can't do without. So aside from money, nothing else.
My phone, because obviously